If you've followed the instructions carefully and are still experiencing difficulties, there are a few things you can try. Check the power light on the pump controller. If the light isn't on, check that the power outlet is working. Some models will have an on and off switch on the pump itself. Make sure it is switched on at that point. This style of pressure system has run dry protection, an automatic shut-off system that prevents the pump from running dry. Check to see if the alarm light is flashing. If it is, check the water level in the tank or for any obstruction stopping water from entering the pump. When the problem is rectified, turn the pump off and then on again, and the situation should be fixed. You may need to prime it again. When you start up the pump and little or no water comes out of the tap, you may have air in the system. This can happen when the water level in your tank is lower than your suction pipe. Your pump will be sucking air. Always make sure you have adequate water in your tank before starting your pump. If the water level is fine, you still may need to bleed air out of the system. Take a shifter and turn the air bleed plug anti-clockwise a couple of turns. There's no need to take the plug right out. A couple of turns should do. Tighten it back up when water comes through. If the water level in your tank is high, but you still seem to be getting air in your system, you may have what is called a suction leak. This is when air is drawn in by the pump through an unsealed fitting on the suction side. Often there is no visible sign, such as water leaking from the point. Redo the fittings on the suction side with new plumber's tape, and remember to take the old tape off first. Check that the gate or bore valve is completely open and not choking the water supply to the pump. Clear the strainer of any rubbish collected. If your pump turns on and off while not in use, it may be that you have a leak in the system. A leak will mean that the pressure in the discharge line will drop, causing the system to turn on. Check all taps, connections, outlets. If you've checked everywhere and are unable to find a leak, it may be that a fine piece of plumbing offcut or swarf from the rainwater tank has been caught in the non-return valve. This will stop the non-return valve from being able to completely close and therefore let the pressure escape out of the discharge line. To fix the problem, turn off the power and unplug the power cord from mains electricity. Disconnect the power lead between the pump and pressure controller. Undo the discharge fitting and unscrew the controller in an anti-clockwise direction until it comes completely off the top of the pump. If you put your finger in the base of your controller, you'll feel a spring-loaded non-return valve. By pushing it up, you will be manually opening this one-way valve. While you use your finger to keep the valve open, back flush the unit by pouring water through the top. Do this for a minute or so to give debris a chance to dislodge. When you've finished, put the controller back on using plumber's tape and reassemble the pump. Should you experience any problems that can't be rectified by one of the solutions in this chapter, please call the number on your screen and speak directly to one of the experienced technical staff.